Got to check out what I've got available to me here in the armory. There's so many units out searching Kingsmouth after Coleman got nabbed in Norwood. There probably won't be much left. Just need to open the door and... we're in. There we are. Alright, now let's see what we've got. Not much. It's to be expected, I guess. Not a ton, but more than enough. If I can help it, going to need to do my best to try not to shoot up the place. Still, if it can't be helped, it can't be helped. Wouldn't mind gutting the bastards that took Jaquille, that took Coleman. Inventory. No need for a revolver this time. Stopping power is good and all, but I need something with more capacity. Glock. A few magazines. Duffel I'll have time to reload, so no need to bring spare rounds. And just in case things get hairy, something with a bit more firepower. Mossberg 500. Yeah, this'll do. I've seen how these freaks fight. But nothing's going to eat 20 gauge slugs without some issue. Shells, shells. Where are the shells? There you are. Going to need something to sling a few extra ones onto. There's our slings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Christensen?
Bill! Give me a scare, old man. What are you doing here? I was just preparing to...
Prepare what? By the looks of it, you're fixing to wage a small war. Plan on bringing all these guns? All this boom?
No. Just this. And this. I know that...
Chris, I know that you're not in your right mind. Coleman's kidnapping, the Jaquille case. You need to let it go or it's gonna eat you alive. And you, my boy, are going to do something that you'll never be able to take back.
I need to do this, Bill. You know I can't just sit on my ass and do nothing while all these roads are pointing to the same place.
What place is that? The auction house? Boy, you ain't got a warrant to search that place, let alone to check out all this firepower to kick in the front doors and...
I wouldn't be kicking in any doors. This here, these guns, are just in case. I've already been attacked. Coleman was too. Officers are going missing left and right. This has to happen, Bill. And the sooner it happens, the better.
Look, I know you're itching to get to the bottom of this. So am I. All of us are. But we need to do things by the book. We go through the proper channels, conduct a thorough investigation, and then we move. Together. We will get to the bottom of this, and we'll do it right.
We'll what? Wait until more of us go missing? More people wind up dead? We found Coleman's blood in Norwood. No body. Jaquille is presumably dead. No body. It's time for answers, Bill.
And the guns. You intend on using them?
After what happened with Jaquille, why wouldn't I? I put 6 rounds in him at point blank and he kept coming. Like some kind of monster. These weapons are more than reasonable.
Christensen, Jaquille could have been high on adrenaline and you might have missed some of your shots in the dark. There has to be a reasonable explanation for all the things that have happened. And if you leave this place and head over to the auction house...
You'll what, Bill? You'll what? Stop me? We both know that my mind's set. Now get out of my way.
What are you gonna do?
Some detective work. Light rain and so much thunder today. Something wicked this way comes. Time to go talk with the friendly locals. Anyone there? Hello?
Hello, sir. Is there something that I may assist you with today? If you're here for the auction, I'm afraid that it will not start until tomorrow. However, if I may offer you a brief tour of our inventory, I'd be happy to.
Apologies, miss. I'm actually here to speak to the director. My name is Christensen. Kingsmouth PD on official business concerning the woman in charge. I would assume she's around preparing for tomorrow's auction, right?
They are indeed here, Mr. Christensen. Unfortunately, the director is a little bit preoccupied with a meeting.
What kind of meeting?
The kind that concerns sensitive information regarding our clients, as well as our inventory. We are also hosting a special guest that the director has been trying to get a hold of. I can arrange to have you meet the director tomorrow if your business with her is of such importance.
I'll need to speak with them quickly. Tonight.
Of course, officer.
Detective.
Apologies, detective. Then I'll make sure that the director sees you as soon as the meeting is finished.
Where are you going?
All members of the auction are required to attend this meeting. I assure you, it won't be too long. In the meantime, please, relax. The lounge has coffee, tea, and a television if you wish to entertain yourself. We will be joining you shortly.
And she's gone. Fast one. Well, can't just sit here. Might as well have a little look around now that she's gone. Front area seems all clear. Nothing of note here. Strange. All these papers on the desk are blank? Just for show, then. Don't think that I'll find anything else here. Empty key rack, empty notes. Even the pen is empty. All this is for show. Never been here before, so finding my way around will be difficult. Is there a map or something? Doesn't seem there is. Alright, going to have to do this through trial and error. Find out where this meeting's being held. Maybe some more information about the cultists. About anything. Just need to find something that looks out of the ordinary. No, nothing behind here. Just office supplies by the look of it. This must be the break room. Doubtful that there'll be anything here. Down this hallway there might be something. Looks like a lot of boxes have been opened here. Recently, too. No dust except on the lids. Drag marks. Must be the loading area for inventory. This could prove to be interesting. Damn, this place is enormous. Wonder how anything gets sorted, let alone found in here. Gotta be a manifest somewhere. How convenient. I don't even know what half of these items are. Art pieces, maybe? Some artifacts. Yeah, checks out with what Bill found during his initial investigation. What's strange is that most of these boxes seem to be open. Maybe for the auction tomorrow? I don't really know a whole lot about this upper crust stuff. But this seems like far too much to be unpacked. Rather hastily, too. With lids ajar and strewn about the place. Won't find much else here. Should probably follow the skid marks and lead deeper into the building. Christensen made his way through the long, winding halls of the auction house, following traces of movement. Occasionally he would hear whispers, doors opening and closing. The echoing of his footsteps grew louder in tandem with the beating of his heart in his ears. How long had he spent here? An hour? More? It was as if time had slowed, seconds stretching into minutes. Those minutes extending ever longer beyond their duration merited. Walking, following, keeping ever alert in the increasingly darkening corridors. Empty boxes, loose papers crumpling underfoot. The air grew colder. The low-hanging lights grew more dim with every passing step. Then, the end of the hall. A massive double set of wooden doors. They seemed disheveled, old. Most certainly older than the rest of this otherwise pristine facility. He made his way towards it, a hand deftly drawing the pistol from its holster, the other outstretched towards the cracked wooden surface. It was cold, damp. He pushed it open with no resistance besides the weight of the door itself. What lay before him sent a familiar chill up his spine. A temple, a place of worship to something terrible, something that had been with Christensen for some time now, lurking in the shadowy corners of his mind. Whisperings here were real. Several people dressed in dark, dirtied robes that stank of stale blood and sweat sat at stone pews, uttering prayers and words he couldn't comprehend. The only lights came from the braziers surrounding the room, casting their bluish-green glow onto the slicks of black, oily ichor on the floor. This place, all of it reeked of rot. A single glass pane, cracked and etched with runic symbols, lay at the far end of the hall. From behind its surface emitted an ominous red light, shadowing a large figure cloaked in the same robes as the rest. Rope and chains adorned with scraps of flesh and severed limbs worked into the tarnished fabric. When Christensen sputtered out his first words, they were ones filled with dread, panic. The air itself seemed to coil around his throat, choking him. The room, a maw intending to swallow him whole. His only defense, the pistol in his hand, and the shotgun tucked neatly into his long coat.
Kingsmouth PD, everyone! Hands where I can see them and no sudden moves.
Dispatch, this is Detective Christensen. Kingsmouth PD requesting backup at the auction house.
Damn it. Hello? Is anyone?
The radio crackled, hissing with static as those seated at the pews rose up, their incessant chanting coming to a halt. The shadowy figure at the altar sharpened some coarse metal upon metal, with his back turned to Christensen.
Come on! Shit! Hey, all of you! Stay where you are! Hands up! I said, hands up, or I will shoot y'all on the spot!
Christensen slowly drew the shotgun slung at his waist, the strap tightening as he switched grips, putting the pistol back into its holster, his eyes scanning the unresponsive and equally uncooperative hooded figures. The individual at the altar turned towards Christensen, stepping to one side, revealing a bloodied, naked body, chained and staked to a dark stone table. Coleman, His limbs had been contorted, his flesh bruised and marred by lacerations. The same etchings on the glass lay carved deep into what skin remained on his body. Christensen could feel it, that pressure behind his eyes that grown wet. He gritted his teeth, breaths growing raspy as he aimed towards the closest cultist.
You, at the rear! Take the hood off and get your hands in the fucking air! Now!
The acolyte held a bloodied blade in one hand, with the other grasping at the cuff of the hood. That gnarled hand lingered for a moment, before the hood was drawn back over a shaved head. Black skin, hollow sockets hosting pale discs as irises.
Jaquille?
It has been some time, Detective Christian.
How are you alive? Never mind that. I'll get to the bottom of it all soon enough. Let Coleman go and then get your fucking hands in the air!
Dear Christian, I know that you must be confused, terrified. These things you are feeling are completely justified. This may not be what you expected or wanted. It is a far call from the good times that we shared at the docks in the past. Far from it. But it is still good. All of it is real, my friend. Please, be at ease.
Be at ease? Jack, I need you to listen. And listen carefully. I am not relaxing. Not after this, not after Coleman. After me. Your cultist friends here attacked me. You attacked Coleman. That's something that I just can't let slide. Let Coleman go and put your hands up. If you are so sure that this whole thing happening here is good, then I'm not so against listening to you. But first, I'm going to need everyone here to comply. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee either of us safety.
I know of your pains, Christian.
Know of my what? Let him go, Jaquille.
It is you who must let go. Your pains, the visions, the whispers that have been trying to guide you from what ails you, to bring you here. I can offer you a way out, to free you from your fears of the unknown and the unknowable.
Cut the bullshit, Jaquille. It's far too late for any of this. Comply, or I'll make you.
Let it go, Christian. Let go of the past. That is all that I wish for you, my friend. I'm overjoyed that this wish is something that can be fulfilled. Let go of it all.
No! Wait!
His death was necessary as it was swift. Fear not, for he didn't suffer. He is now free.
Before Christensen had any time to react, Jaquille raised the knife in his hand, plunging the length of the dirtied blade into Coleman's chest, twisting it once before leaving it embedded there. The blood seeped now from Coleman's corpse, down over the chipped edge of the stone table, and down the few steps to mingle with the black ichor, pooling at the base of the altar.
You... Why? Why? Why did you kill him? Damn you, Jack!
Coleman lies dead, yet reborn, free of the pains that held him. And I stand before you, alive, for a purpose that will be revealed in time, or in no time at all, if you give in.
Give in to what?
Give in to the service of a greater power, one that sees all through just, unscorning eyes.
You know what, Jaquille? I think that you may just be right. This urge that I've been fighting for so long, this whole time, all these pains, the voices, All just too much for one man to bear. For me to bear.
Christian, please, step forwards.
No, you see, I think I'm good right here. Taking in the grandeur of all this shit you got going on in here. I've been holding back for so long, bottling everything up. And for what? I think it's about as good a time as any I give in. Said so yourself, right? Let it all go.
You can't stop this, Christian. What has begun cannot be stopped. You may spill our blood, but I don't think that you quite realize what you're doing. This rage of yours, this pain, this hatred, it is all part of the great design. It is inescapable. Do you truly believe that what you are doing is right? That you fully understand what you're doing? You are part of this, and nothing will alter this fact.
All your words, all this. I know who I am, what I am, and I know that you've got to go.
Do you really know? Is Christian a killer seeking vengeance? Or is he a detective seeking the truth? I can offer you the truth, so long as you allow yourself
Shut up. Christensen pulled the trigger again and again, the hooded figures moving towards him. He stepped backwards, placing his rear shoulder to the door that closed behind him. Reload. Feverish hands reached for the shells in a strap across his chest. A deafening ring of more gunfire as he killed them. All of them, one by one. There was a fire behind his eyes and venom in his final rebuke, as finally Jaquille's body fell backwards, slumping down into a bloodied puddle. A candelabra had fallen during the scuffle, setting the black ichor alight, catching to the stained curtains and corpses now littering the alley. Christensen made his way up the steps of the altar, looking down at Coleman's body. He felt cold, despite the heat of the growing flames. He couldn't stop his hands from shaking as he wrestled with the spikes driven into Coleman's corpse. The chains bound tight and spiked into the table itself in similar fashion. He tried again and again, tugging, pulling, crying out as the flames began enveloping the altar itself. It was only then that Christensen took a few steps back, watching as the body was engulfed in fire. The stench of burning hair and flesh filled his nose, and he could bear the sight no longer. With shotgun now in hand, Christensen made his way out of the labyrinth, down long halls with only the scent of smoke and the growing warmth of the flames following his echoing footsteps. Through the foyer and out the doors, a light rain fell. The fire in the auction house's basement now having reached the main floor, setting the roof alight. Embers fell in the dark of the night as Christensen looked skyward, the cold running through his body painful, nails dragged through his veins, and each breath only drew in more of the smoke flowing from the open doors behind him. A light. Was it his imagination? It was blinding. Christensen looked ahead to the street. Parked police cars surrounded the building. A noise. What's that? It's
Drop the weapon
so
now!
bright. Another vision? No. Nah, this is real too. I think.
Drop the weapon! Drop it now!
This is real. Bill! Bill, I can explain. I know that this looks real fucking bad, but Coleman was inside. There were these cultists, and Jaquille was there.
Chris, I need you to drop the weapon. Get down on your knees and raise your hands above your head.
Bill, you don't believe me? We don't have time for this. There could be evidence in there that's burning away. Every second counts, so get the fire department here so we can.
That was a beanbag round, Chris. Don't make me resort to lethals. Follow my commands or you will be shot.
Bill, this is crazy. It's me. If you just give me a second to explain, then.
That's enough, Christensen. Gun down. Hands up now.
Sure thing, Bill.
All right, move in and take him.
Weapon secure. Bring him back to the PD.
Fire department's already on the way. Rest of you, cordon off this area and make sure that no one in the vicinity is hurt.
Bill.
That's enough. You've done enough.